has a great question. So, if women want to be led, why do they fight back so much?
All right, that's a good question. The reason why a woman might fight back against a man's attempt to lead the relationship is she's not yet sure you can do it. So if she was already very sure, she wouldn't be fighting you. But in the vast majority of cases, a woman isn't sure yet. And so she's going to test the dude to see if he actually has the traits and the capabilities to lead the relationship. You can think of it like taking a car for a test drive. When you take a car for a test drive, a couple things are true. One, you're a fairly motivated buyer. People do not test drive for fun. People test drive cars. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to buy that car, but they are definitely in the market to buy a car, and this is on their short list. A woman testing you is actually a very good sign because it exhibits that she is highly interested in moving forward with the transaction.
Brad has a great question. So, if
What? Why did you say transaction? Is there a bigger message here?
So essentially, the message is, if she likes you, she's going to test you. So where do you stand on that, TR? Do you think it's some BS, or do you think it's mind games? Do you think it's valid? Where do you stand on it?
Hold on. Did you see the rest of this where he's talking about the transaction? Is he talking about the relationship transaction?
Oh, being relationships are transactional at the end of the day. If you're going to pretend like it's not, that's a part of it. I'm expected to provide certain things, and so is she. If you don't want to accept that reality, I don't know what to tell you.
Just getting
CGA will say the same thing.
Yeah. What was your question again? Sorry.
Where do you stand on this? Do you think it's mind games? You think it's BS? You think it's valid? A woman tested a man.
I think
she quote unquote likes.
Yeah. Whether she likes you or not, she's going to test you no matter what. Women do this stuff to everybody. They test other women. What men need to start doing is that once you recognize, because this is essentially a shit test, and I think you labeled it that there when you put the topic up there. So yeah, it's definitely a shit test, but move on. You don't have to do any of that stuff though. Are you going to shit test her about her cooking? Are you going to shit test her about if she's if she's out by herself, some guy walks up on her? Like, where's your shit? What's your equivalent to your shit test to her? No, you're not going to do that because you're busy. You're busy trying to get the money. You're busy trying to work. You're busy trying to provide for the family, or at least provide a good lifestyle for your family. People don't have time to shit test, and I see this a lot. And I didn't recognize that these were actually, you call them shit tests, what women do. And I'm like, man, why was she pushing me on stuff like this? This was like so dumb. This was so idiotic. And all it really was a shit test. And it's unfortunate you don't really learn any of this stuff until you're a little bit older. And even if you see other men, because I saw other men go through all this, but I never put a name on it though, or I never could put a name on it, unfortunately, until I got a little bit older and I heard someone call it a shit test. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't understand why women are still doing shit tests out there. Like, what more do you need to know? Do you shit test your boss? Do you shit test your kid's coach? Do you shit test your teachers? No, they only do it to the men that they know they can get away with. So they might like you or not like you, but they're only doing it to a certain type of men that they can get away with you. And to me, that's a sign of disrespect. You don't need you don't shit test your boss. You don't shit test, maybe your teacher. You don't shit test those types of people because you have a genuine respect for those people. But why they shit test a person that will jump in front of a moving car, that will jump in front of a bullet, that will, protect their life if they have to, go up against like a bear or cougar or something. They will do a lot of things, and you still got to be shit tested. Man, miss me with that. Like, I'm not messing with any of that stuff. Like, once a woman starts to shit test me, I'm like, all right, moving on to the next one. I'm not playing these games. And unfortunately, men don't recognize that they're being manipulated. And I don't think women are manipulating on purpose. It's just kind of like their nature is to try to manipulate things because maybe they do want to shit test, see how far he can take things. But it's like, if this guy loves you, why do you need to test him? He's already married you. Why are you shit testing him? But crazy.
So I specifically picked this topic because I figured we would have some disagreements over it.
Oh man.
I'm going to preface this by saying, yes, women test, and yes, women should test. Now, let me break that down, what I mean by that. I'm a traditionalist, right? I say this all the time. I'm the head of the house. I have a traditional marriage. So, in essence, any woman that I dealt with in the past, I'm asking them That's a good one. Any woman that I'm dealing with, I'm essentially asking her to submit to me, my leadership, my purpose, my direction. I'm on the hook for all of that. So knowing all of that, knowing that I'm asking her to look outside of herself and see the vision that I have and the family that we're building, I think she should test a little bit. But I'm going to preface this by saying initially, because my patience is going to run thin after a while. You better figure out real quick if I'm passing all these little metrics in your head, because there's a thin line between me, you testing me, and you playing games with me. And as men, we don't really read that very well, and that's something we could probably improve on. But I think she's going to test you to see what your boundaries are, if you're as masculine as you say you are, and can you do the essential duties: protect, provide, maintain, sustain, lead. I think women are going to test for that, whether it be indirectly or directly.
See, that's the thing I don't get, because when they shit test you, it doesn't stop there. And I know you said initially, I mean, I've been in some long-term relationships. That shit test does not stop. And so there's some truth to, like, women are looking for a certain type of reaction though. But even when you pass that shit test, there's always going to be another one. So as much as, the shit test may be relevant to a degree to growing, it's not relevant coming from them, because again, what's the equivalent of a man telling a woman to shit test? There nothing is there. And so for women, if you feel that you have to shit test a guy, did you shit test your baby daddy? Are you shit testing the stepdad? Like, they do these things that are like death by 1,000 cuts. And I'm just saying, you have to stop doing those things, because at the end, like, when women want to, like, figure out if you're that guy, like, okay, say this, Chris Brown. Those women are shit testing Chris Brown. I don't know who Chris Brown is, like, dating, but they're not.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, they're not shit testing. They're giving him like $1,000 to take pictures with Chris. Another one is Usher. Women, they're going to let the men that they want to be around to do all the terrible, Cassie, all the terrible things.
I'm gonna tell you why those are all terrible examples, though.
No, hold on.
All right, I'm gonna let you cook.
I get it. And I know these are celebrities, and I know we're not going to live that life, but to some degree, there's some truth there, though, because a lot of these women they allow all these men to take liberties with them. And granted, they might come back and, me too you, but at the end of the day, they still letting them have their body, have the box. So as much as I want to say, the shit testing can be, there's a probably good way to doing it, or a efficient way of doing it. No, they don't do it to you, because you're just a regular dude. They're not doing it to these men of, the men that have value. They're not doing it to, like, some CEO. I mean, do you think Jeff Bezos getting shit tested by his chick? And I just saw his chick. She got way too much plastic on her. But that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, Jeff Bezos ain't getting checked like that. You think Elon's getting checked by all 11 of his baby mamas? Hell no. None of them are doing any of these shit testing to him. So if you are a man of, you don't have to be a man of status. If you are a man that just, you're confident in yourself, and you are, no woman, first of all, no man can shake you. So why is a woman going to be able to shake you? Like, ain't no man going to shit test me. Is a woman going to shit test you? Hell no. You got to, no, not even, not on my watch.
Yeah, I can't wait till you play that part too, because I think you're going to agree with some of those points. And I like what Brando just wrote again, by the way. Women's intuition, I think we've already proved at this point.
Oh, yeah, the worst intuition.
Y'all suck at choosing men. I wish y'all would understand that and get some help from the real men in your life, but y'all suck at choosing men. We have way more than enough evidence to prove that. But the examples that you brought up, for multiple reasons, don't apply here. Number one, you brought up Jeff Bezos. If a woman meets Jeff Bezos, she already knows his vision is working. She already knows his direction, his leadership means something. He's proven already. If she meets somebody she don't know that. So she's gonna do her little checks and stuff here and there. But again, I ain't got the patience to be doing it for long term. Ask the questions, present your scenarios, do what you do. But if it starts getting like childish and goofy stuff, like, oh, I think I'm gonna go over here and talk to this other guy at this party and see if he
where's the line?
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna leave, and she gonna find her own ride home. I ain't even gonna say goodbye. That's what I'm gonna do. And some women play around like that. And
MC,
I think as men, you have to set your boundaries and make sure. Look, these are my lines. If you cross them, I'm gone.
MC,
I'm not about to argue with you. I'm gone.
MC can say that because he is a happily married man. So he been out the game for a little bit. I'm telling you,
I was tested though. I was tested. I promise you, I was tested.
Okay, all right. I'm not in a marriage group, so and a lot of people, a lot of our viewers are not in the marriage group. Okay, it's very difficult. A lot of times you have to like train these women when it comes to like when you're going out because they don't understand. I mean, they want the I forget the word I was looking for, but they know something is wrong, but they want to find out that, oh, I didn't know. Like, I forget what that word is called. They want whatever it is, but I'm sure it'll come to me. But they will do things that they know they should not be doing. So when a guy, let's say like a chick is by herself and some guy just walks up on her and is like, hey, try and get her number. I'm like, she knows the guy's trying to get her number, but when they get into a relationship, they want to act like willful ignorance. That's what it is. They want to act like that guy is not trying to get their number, not trying to get her number. Like, oh, babe, why are you getting upset? He just said I had nice eyes, and I told him like, hey, sorry. Threw a smile at him, and I can't. I have a boyfriend, and I'm happily with my boyfriend or husband or whatever the case is. Like they do stuff like that gets themselves in trouble, and you look like you're crazy. And like you can't be entertaining other men like that. And again, that is a shit test. You want to see how you respond, how you react. And, for Jeff Bezos, you're right, because they already know how to do that. So that tells me they know how to do it for the right guy. But when they get around us goofy asses that are not Jeff Bezos, they didn't want to act all like, well, I didn't know. Like this willful ignorance. Again, they know how to do this stuff. They know how to turn it on. They know how to turn it off. So for you to, I'm not saying you do this, but...
Like, no, you can say whatever, man. I already know so. But check this out. Before you play that second video, because I think you're going to agree with some of those points. Chris Brown and Usher. I wouldn't even deal with a woman who throws themselves at people like that because off the rip, she probably thinks that they're better men than I am. Which, first of all, ain't true. The only difference is they got more money. But I guarantee you, my masculinity matches up. But they don't see it like that. All they just there for the lit and the glory and the fame that come with something like that. So that's not even in my circle.
I got one for you. I'm gonna need you to try to, save the marriage bros on this one because
I'm not saving the marriage bros. I'm saving my marriage. That's it. But go ahead.
Hold on. Let me pull this up before I play that video because you're gonna be like, all right. So everybody knows, like, okay, look, there's a couple of chicks in the WNBA that, okay, yeah, we're gonna go all the way with this. So there's a couple of women in the WNBA that I definitely like. I like that girl. But there's a video that recently came out with this player, and I don't want to give it away though because it is too funny. Hold on. Now you tell me, MC. Tell me if this is not a shit test.
Katie.
She didn't say daddy, but damn, turn his music off. Look, was that 4 or 5?
So are you implying that she's there with another man and then she saw KD and she slid off and
MC, she has a whole fiance.
Oh yeah.
She got a whole fiance. If you see your girl, first of all, is this a shit test? Is this going to be a shit test?
How long was the exchange and the hug? I haven't seen this video.
This is why I need that video. That shuffling.
I need context.
You shuffling.
I know. I need context. You can't ask me to opine on something I ain't seen the whole video. If it was just like, hey, a quick what's up in the picture.
All right, hold on. Let me see.
If it's a quick what's up and take a picture, whatever. You play basketball, he plays basketball.
All right, I got it right here. I got one that's not edited. Like, give yourself a chance to clean it up a little bit. Pause.
Ain't nothing to clean up. I know the difference between I want to take you down hug and hey, what's up kind of hug.
All right, here we go. Here.
Who is this, by the way? What's her name?
You know who this is. This is Cam Brink.
That's oh man. Okay, I didn't know that was her. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so nah, we might have to. We gonna just. She said what's up to him. She gave him a quick hug and she took a picture. Is that your line? Do you know what's your line? Because if you're going to sit here and tell me that she can't, a basketball
No.
player taking a picture with a basketball player, is that your line?
Hey, I don't see nobody else taking a picture. Asia Wilson, tell me I want to see the picture of Asia Wilson. And actually, I think Asia Wilson does know. Yeah, I think Asia Wilson does know Kevin Durant, though. But come on, man, you can't. Okay, you might be able to take a picture, but you can't be showing up in a mini skirt. I don't know if these are shorts or I think they're shorts. So you in mini
That we
shorts.
can agree on. I wouldn't want to be with a woman who dresses like that.
You and not to mention, she's actually injured. She tore her ACL last season, and she's supposed to be playing next month. So coming back from her ACL injury. But again, this is her in these little ass shorts, and I'm not complaining about the whole fit or whatever. Okay, but Katie over there looking her up and down, her man gonna see this. You even tell me he ain't supposed to feel some type of way? Her man is supposed to be like
Hey,
Alex Fine.
but did you or did you not in previous episodes say that you like when your woman dresses a little, and then y'all step out and
For
you
me,
notice all
not for
eyes are
everybody
on her?
else. What's she on the court for? Is she playing?
So again, what's your line? Was it the hug? Was it the picture? What was your line?
I'm telling y'all.
No, I really want you to answer that question. What was your line?
The line was her ass not being on the goddamn court. That's the line. She should not be on the court.
So
That's the
a
shit.
basketball player
I don't give a damn.
get on the basketball court to say what's up to other basketball players. That's your line.
They don't play in the same. They don't play on the same goddamn team. They don't play on the same. They don't play in the same damn building. They're not in the same fucking state. First of all, again, what is she doing there? What is she doing on the court?
Do you know the
I mean,
difference between a
think about Kevin
flirtatious
Durant,
hug and a professional hug, TR?
Oh man, see, all right, see,
All right, let
you
me
guys,
put it to you this way.
you guys are getting
Um,
different views of what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. I'm not playing on that line. Like Cam Brink, gorgeous. Okay, I know some people might say she's not gorgeous or she might be good looking. There's a whole bunch of girls. I can't wait that Juju Watkins gets into the league. Okay, because they need some more good looking chicks in the WNBA. Cam Brink is one of them, and Cam Brink again is about to be a married chick. She's over there, taking these hugs, these side hugs, and she know Katie is looking at them legs. You mean to tell me her man's supposed to be like, hey, was he looking at you like that or whatever the case is? They're almost the same damn height. Well, I think Katie is a little bit taller, but Katie was definitely looking. He was starving over there, and that's a shit test. And you even tell me her man's not supposed to bring that up, or I mean, actually, he will probably bring it up though. But I promise you, she will say exactly what you're saying. We're basketball players. There's nothing wrong with that. We work in the same profession.
yeah. Look, I've been out the game for a very long time, but let me tell this story real quick. You know what? Skip the second video. We're gonna keep it right here. Okay, so my last employer was Canadian. My current employer is British. So I'm picking up some international tendencies, right? So I'll go back to my last employer. I was the only male on a team full of six different financial analysts, all white women. Two of them were French Canadian. And every time they would see me, it was they kiss each other on the cheek when they see each other.
Yeah,
And I kind of had to talk about that a little bit, like, hey, I don't get down like that because things can happen, whatever. But one of them, whenever she hugged, I'm talking about the chest is rubbing. I'm talking about a long, extensive, I don't want to let go, pick me up and carry me into the back room kind of hug. That was not what that was. Not at all.
man.
We're gonna have to disagree on this one.
Look,
If you're saying that she can never make any physical contact with another man, you might as well convert to Muslim. She might as well convert to be a Muslim.
MC, you being disingenuous. You're being disingenuous.
No,
Because
I'm not. You
you
being
walk-
illogical.
she walked her happy ass on the court to KD wasn't saying like, hey, Cam. She was like, KD. And they had the video all ready to go. So there's something, I'm not saying she's cheating, and I'm not saying that, they think this is probably going to be a conversation. All I'm saying is that these are the shit tests that women will put you in, and then you can't do anything about it, or you're expected to not do anything about it. Yeah, just like, yeah, thank you. She can wave and say, hey, that's it. Drive by. That's it.
That's how most wives would conduct themselves. And she's young as hell. She probably don't know how to be a wife yet.
See, but then you're proving my point though, because they do a lot of these things that get themselves in trouble, and the man has to come up and clean that stuff. Though he ain't, look, I'm not gonna put him on the Alex Fine path, but I would understand if they had a conversation related to that. I would definitely understand the discussion if something came up. But at the end of the day, this is the type of shit test that women do that I do not like, because they will put themselves in these situations. And again, Cam Brink's a gorgeous looking chick. But look, you just can't. Women have to understand they can't put themselves in these situations though, because they're not only representing themselves, but you're representing your man. Like the only reason I know who her man is from IG. That's it. And I'm not saying she got to plaster that dude everywhere, but I know she's about to get married, and she can't be like hugging up on these basketball players like that. And we know KD in these streets. KD ain't got. KD will knock down 10s, 9s, 8s, all the way down to 5. So if you think KD,
whoever her fiance is, TR, I mean, this is a celebrity mayor, so more than likely it ain't gonna work out anyway.
No,
this ain't regular everyday couple type shit or stuff.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I think he might be a trainer or something, or works for a family business. I don't know what he does, but this is the type of shit testing that I can't co-sign on. And women nowadays don't even understand that this is a shit test, so they shouldn't be, getting close to other men like that. Like, if you are with your guy, you wouldn't want your guy doing this with another chick. Most women would not want their guy doing that. So, I understand what you're saying though, but this is the type of stuff. These are like these little things that are big deals that people don't understand in a relationship. And once the guy truly has a problem with it in most cases, but he can't really say anything because he allowed all these other shit tests to go through.
I will agree with you on this. I think as a man, it's very important you establish what your boundaries are early, so she knows and understands that, and do not ever adjust them.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't have a problem with a 2-second hug in a picture. What I do have a problem with is if that number is saved in your phone and y'all having intimate conversations.
You don't think she got KD number?
I don't know. She might, and if she does, that's a problem for the fiance. At least if I was that fiance, I'd be like, okay, maybe I'm made a mistake. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this parachute cord. I'm gonna go ahead and just glide out of here because I ain't signed up for all this.
Yeah. Anyways, man. Yeah. So, and that gives me a chance to bring up Cam Brink, though. I respect the whole marriage thing, but Cam Brink is very good looking. We should start having a segment of gorgeous looking WNBA players. I mean, it's gonna be never mind.
I'm gonna shout out this IG page, Soy Sauce Sports. If you are into what we're into, he basically goes through every WNBA team and names all the smashable chicks.
That guy.
He actually just did the first, second, and third all smash WNBA team, and he's got some baddies on there, and some of the coaches too, by the way.
Might have to have a conversation with that. So anyway,
yeah, we could probably bring that up one day.
All right, well, that's gonna wrap up tonight's episode. Final words, MC.
That's it for me, man. Just May is Mental Health Month, so make sure you're doing something to protect your mental health, man. Go kick some punching bags, or go ride a bike or something, man. Get some cheese or something.
I don't want to extend things, but it's funny, as May is Mental Health Month, and next month is quote unquote Pride Month. So
as far as I'm concerned, June is Black Music Month. So yeah, man, I don't know about that Pride stuff.
Hey, I'm not supporting. I'm just telling you what's on the Google calendar.
Yeah, Google would have that on there.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.
Peace.